Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Flip the Script with Vic podcast. It's your host, Victoria Nielsen. As always, I'm so excited to be here to hype up another amazing woman that I have had the honor and pleasure of getting to know, Miss Mary Ellen Valverde. She's a yoga teacher, a sound healer, an astrologer, and really, we met, gosh, was that 3 years ago now on a women's retreat. And I will never forget how you made me feel because we were doing this really beautiful exercise, helping one another see what our strengths are and how we support people. And you just were like, you make me feel seen. You make me feel safe. You make me feel comfortable. And I had never had another woman look into my eyes and express that to me in that way. So thank you because I hold on to that moment a lot and it reminds me why I'm here. So thank you for being here with me.
Aw, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. I don't know that you've ever told me that before, but yeah, it was like 3 years ago, and that's so nice. I went on that retreat. It was just an all women's retreat. We went on that, and it was my first retreat, like by myself, out of the country, things like that. And I was so scared, and you made me feel so comfortable, and you were just so authentically you. And I was like, wow, she's like a little light that makes people feel like comfortable and warm. And I was like, I gravitated towards you. So
Well, thank you. I have to remember to keep some of that light for myself. But when we came back, you did this amazing nourished by the moon session for me. So I would love, of course, for you to share like your story and your journey, but I definitely want to make sure we talk about those sessions too, because I think you have such a unique perspective on astrology and the body, and that you look at it from such a unique lens with the moon. And you showed me a new side of myself. I think a lot of people can look at astrology very black and white or a certain way. And you were showing me how my habits and how I nourish myself and how I feed myself needs to be different based on my astrological moon sign. And so much of it made sense that I still implement like needing to slow down when I eat. Like I find when I'm running around with the kids and if I'm standing up, I'm like, oh no, Mary Ellen wouldn't like this. I have to go sit down and I have to like enjoy the meal. And it's things that you think don't make a difference, but they really do because then my body was actually absorbing the nutrients and
right.
actually absorbing that time. So yeah, maybe take us back to that retreat space and how you were feeling then and kind of how you're feeling now.
Yeah, okay. The retreat was scary. Like I said, it was scary for me because it was like so new. And yeah, I was going into it. I knew I wanted to help people. I always have known that I've wanted to help women in some shape or form. And it just, I guess, growing up, like through my 20s, my 30s, some of them, um, I was just confused. I was like, I should be doing this. There were so many shoulds, like, I should be doing this. And I felt a lot of pressure. Like, I, is this, is this my right path? So I took so many different paths. I mean, um, I still have a full-time job as a librarian, which I don't even know if I ever told you that, but I'm a librarian. But also, um, I got into health coaching and then like I went back and got my master's in nutrition and then I'm like is this really for me because it like sometimes that the nutrition part could be so like strict and like this is how, um I just was so confused for like a long time. And I didn't know how to express myself. I think you saw even at the at our retreat, I was a little more shy. I didn't I don't know if it's I didn't know how to use my voice or was scared to use my voice, so I did a lot of work on that about being seen and being heard. And so for a while I just wanted to kind of be. So instead of I was doing nutrition with doctors and things like that, a lot of online things. And I was like, you know what? I took a step back and I was like, who am I? And
Yeah.
what do I need for myself so that I can help other people? And so for a few years, I was kind of just doing that. So the retreat really kicked that off. And yeah, so that was great. And then I really found astrology. I knew it, I was into it before, but then I really got into astrology and human design and like knowing myself and accepting myself, my little flaws, um, but like my gifts too. Because I was always like, well, what am I good at? Do I have any gifts? Like, does anybody see me? Those kinds of things. And it was hard for years. But yeah, like getting into astrology and human design first helped. And I think a lot of women get lost.
Yeah.
I myself don't have kids. I know you do, like, especially you hit your like mid 30s or early 30s and like what just happened. Now I have some kids and like your life is their life and vice versa. And of course, definitely. But you want to get back to yourself too. And I've talked to a lot of women and moms who want to be like, okay, I've helped my kids, I put them on the right path. Now, how could I like get back to myself? So, um,
That's so
yeah,
relatable because I think, and even your story of trying to find all these different paths, because I do think there is this through line in the spiritual space of like, find your path and everything's gonna fall into place, and you have this one purpose or one dharma. And I think I personally also have done a lot of unlearning about that, that like there are so many different paths we can take, and we have free will, and actually we're so multidimensional that we're doing ourselves a disservice by saying, oh, this one thing is the only thing that we can do because we're good at it. And I think women do get in that like analysis paralysis a little bit. I know I did, where I just wanted to keep learning. And it was almost like that imposter syndrome, or I felt like an imposter. So I'm wondering if, that was the feeling too, right? Of like, I don't know enough yet. Like, I need to be an expert, quote unquote, before I can help others. Like, I have to be healed first, which is like such bullshit.
yeah.
But it's
No,
such a
that
story that we've all learned.
oh my god, is you're like speaking everything the truth. I for so long have thought I wasn't smart enough, not good enough, not able to help other people because either I was going through something or I don't know. Sometimes you see these people and it's like this comparison and imposter
Oh,
thing. I see other people and I'm like, wow, look at them. They're doing all of these things and they put themselves out there and stuff. And I'm like, well, if I have one more course, if I just get another degree, like if I just keep learning at some point, like I'll be good enough. And that's not what it is. We're always learning. I mean, I love learning anyway, but the learning for learning because you don't think that you're smart enough or worthy enough is different than like, I'm curious. I want to learn because I love life and I'm curious. So it's different for me now because I still want to learn, but like in a different way.
do you think there was like a specific moment or feeling that helped you kind of flip that perspective? Or was there just a time when you're like, okay, I'm tired of my own bullshit. Like, it's time to put myself out there?
um, yeah, I think I just got tired of it. Like I, I had two pups who were my fur babies for the loves of my life. The first one passed right before Costa Rica, and that was the
Mhm.
turning point for me. And then my other pup passed this past summer, which I'm still grieving. But I think after so the first pup was like getting into my spirituality and really focusing on myself a bit. And this last time, after all of his, you know, all of the things that I like was worried about with him, and after he passed, I'm like, okay, I have to do something for myself. I have to put myself out there now because I kept saying, well, you know, he's too sick. I can't do it right now. I don't have the time. I don't have the space. So after a while, I was like, you know what? What am I doing? Like, I have time for myself now, which took me a while to say that's okay. Like, like not feel guilty. Like, okay, now I could move on, kind of. I'm still working
You'll
on it,
never
but
move on, and that's
no, no.
okay.
But like
Yeah.
like I could do something. Um I was just like that's it. You can do this. You can teach, you can guide. Um that's what I'm here for and I'm just owning it now, which took a lot for me to even say this out loud right now. I'm like, yes.
And we're always alchemizing and working through it, right? That next level of visibility, of wanting to be. seen because if you have to be able to hold both, right? Of being seen, but then maybe being disliked. I know for me that was a deep wound, of that likability, of wanting people to like me. And I think a lot of women do. And it comes from a place of love, but also I think of that not enoughness. Like I think so many of us feel that. And I don't know if it's because of the way society is now that we're trying to do too many things, or because you're seeing the people on Instagram that aren't showing their real lives, that are putting only the glamour shots up, and then you think like, oh, it was so easy for her to do that, or whatever. Whereas like behind the scenes, her marriage is crumbling and like life is falling apart. But I really love that you gave yourself the space and the time, and that you didn't rush, because I think I personally sometimes have that internal clock of like, there's not enough time. And I think it's really beautiful that you allowed yourself to actually do it in your own time. Because the way that I have watched you start to blossom online when you started teaching your, in-person yoga classes and the sound healing was really organic. And I just wanted to commend you for that, because I feel like in this world of over processed stuff, of over curatedness, like it took courage to do it your own way. And so I hope you recognize that, because that's really important too.
Wow, thank you. It's nice to be seen, so I appreciate you. um, yeah, I think just putting myself out there is hard. I am very a people pleaser. Um, I had to work on my boundaries so much because I was so worried what other people would think versus what I know I need to do. Friends, family, no, like I felt pressure and maybe I didn't even like no one was pressuring me.
Isn't it
I
crazy?
don't
It's
know.
us. It's
Yeah.
us.
Oh, it's totally in my head, like a lot of times. But, I still feel that, like, oh, good girl, eldest daughter kind of thing. Like, you know,
That
don't rock your
responsibility.
boat. Yes. Like, take care of other people kind of thing. And it's like, finally I took care of myself and now I'm doing what I need to do from the heart. But being vulnerable has always been hard for me. I have a Capricorn moon, so I'm a little
My
more
son
like
does too.
Uh, so it's a little hard for for us just to maybe put ourselves out there a little bit and not um you know work ourselves a lot. Like the Capricorn moon, one of the things for that is like you strive. Like I work hard, and I work hard, I work hard, but it's never good enough. Like I'm never good
Mm.
enough. And so I've been switching that a little bit, or a lot. I've been trying to switch it a lot. And it's like, no, you can work hard, but you could play too. Like that's the other thing. Like I'm a Leo sun, I should be playing, and my Capricorn moon just took over, and it was like, keep working. You gotta do, you gotta do more. So like play and that has been coming up a lot too. Like enjoy the ride instead of like go, 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 go constantly. Yeah.
Do you see that a lot in your classes and in the women that you're working with, that inner child piece or that play is missing? I think it's so interesting you talk about, the eldest daughter. I was an only child, but well, only child for 20 years. But kind of same, like I don't know what it is about, and being from a Cuban American family, like I don't know if it's just like the culture or just part of this societal pressure that gets put on us, and then we grow up too fast, and then play is hard, and it's like, wait, what? But that's not supposed to be hard, like do you, either personally or even in some of your clients, like I do you find that to be kind of a theme?
Yes, we forget about play. Like we just forget about being happy. And so I try to help whoever I can with it, just even people on the street. I'm like, oh, you look, like I love your shirt or whatever. Anyway, just to get like a little more like joy. But yeah, I see that with people, with my clients. There's like, well, you have to look great. You have to be on top of everything. You have to work and then have a side hustle and then take care of the kids. Like it's so much. Um, and I've got a last year I had a lot of I've been working with my guides a lot more, and I've just been asking for a lot of support and help with like what do I need, and it my oracle cards and like my messages were like play, enjoy the ride, things like that. And so I've been trying to help with other people. Like even in my yoga classes, they've changed a bit. Like I was taught in some Iyengar style, and no one knows what that is. It's like a very like this is the pose. It's I wouldn't say strict, but like you know foundational and things like that. And in I realize, and I love that kind of stuff. Like I love rules. I love I love that kind of
Capricorn
thing.
moon
Like
again.
my
Yeah.
Capricorn moon likes a rule, and so I want it to be a little more flow, like my classes, but also like everything. So I now have a class with meditation and sound and somatics. And it's like, well, how do you feel in your body? How is your breath making you feel? Like, let's just take a moment of silence and then sound and things like that just to see, because see how you feel. And then how can you feel a little bit better? And then I'm like, now after that, how can we bring in creativity and play? Because I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit, but in my Nourished by the Moon sessions, one of my pillars is creativity and play because we don't have enough of it. It's just, something that's missing, and like can be fun. It's hard, but it, it can be fun sometimes.
No, we need that fun. And even the healing and the spirituality, like, doesn't have to be so serious. It could be shaking your booty in front of the mirror. It could be, going to a deeper sound healing. It could be just laughing with your girlfriends. Like, that's also so, so healing. And I would love for you to share more about the Nourished by the Moon sessions because I thought your pillars were so unique, but so relatable and so easy for me to then implement and understand the ways that I was maybe nourishing myself in one pillar. But then this other pillar was like, oh, girl, that like check engine lights on. Like you need some help there. So please share more because I know you're starting to do these sessions again.
Yeah, I'm so excited about them, and I'm ready. Like I feel even better now, like getting into them. So I feel like, people know about their sun sign, um, even their rising sign sometimes, but like your moon is so important. Like I love talking about the moon. It represents a lot of things. So it represents your emotions. A lot of people see that, like, okay, that's your moon's your emotional side. It is, but it's also like your needs, again, emotionally, but also physically. It's like what you need emotionally and physically, your daily needs almost. The moon tells us what we need and then how we need it, kind of. So, yeah. What I do is look at a person's natal moon sign in their birth chart, and then we go through my five pillars, which is which are like aligned eating, movement, nervous system care, and rest. We do mindfulness and spirituality, that little piece, and then the last thing that I love to talk about is creativity and play. And so those are the things that when I was struggling mentally and physically and everything, those are the things I just kept going back to. And so yeah, I love to talk about that with your moon sign. And then you can look at your sun sign too and look at some of these things or whatever, but your moon with what your needs and your body is really nourishing. So like nourished, like fully mind, body, and soul is kind of what I love to help people with.
Yeah, because my Cancer moon, I always, to your point, associated that with like, okay, you're just a little emotional, like you're, really emotional with that watery Cancer. But I've come to realize that actually means that like my home is so important to me and my home environment. And I now that I'm no longer working a full-time job and I'm, work for myself, how I care for my home like matters and affects me. And I've really noticed that like my Cancer moon doesn't want to get any work done until the house feels cozy,
Mhm.
until like my space feels like I have space, and it
Yep.
wasn't until I finally created my office space up here and like made myself my own little cozy Cancer nook that I was like, oh, I can exhale now.
Yeah.
Like I want to do the work now. And it's funny because I feel like it drives my husband crazy sometimes because I'm like, the house is a wreck. I can't do anything. And he's like, we have two small boys. Of course the house is a wreck. And I'm like, but no, like I cannot work this way. And even in the way that like I nourish myself as a Cancer moon, and the foods that I'm choosing to eat and like why am I choosing them? And like I think I remember you telling me that like I really need those warm, nourishing foods,
Yeah.
probably more so than other people.
Yes.
And that was like a revelation for me because I think at the time I was eating nothing but like salads and smoothies. And you were like, girlfriend, like,
No.
no, no, no.
Yeah. That your Cancer moon is very needs comfort. It's
Yes.
all about the home. Like the crab, I always say, is carries its home on its back. It that's where you are. So your home is very important to you. Comfort is very important to you. Eating the foods that are comforting are so important to you. And it's not like you can never have a smoothie again, but like you're, because again, I'm trying to release all this like toxic wellness, like this is how you have to be. But for your nourishment, those comforting foods are fabulous for you. And
Yeah.
just
And I
going back
found
to,
when I do nourish myself, I actually want to nourish everyone else around me. I've come back to like this. I love cooking for my family. And I didn't for a while because it was like, oh, I don't have time for that. Like this is another thing on the list, blah, blah, blah. But it was like, oh, when I'm actually nourishing my emotional needs, my emotional body, my physical body, okay, I want to cook and nourish everyone else around me. And that was such a like, I don't know, like light bulb moment for me of like, and I preach this to everyone else, right? I'm always like, take care of yourself first.
oh,
But it's like, oh, when you do, then you actually have the capacity to do all these other things and nourish everyone around you as the like matriarch of your family, whether or not you have kids, but still.
yeah, yeah, that is a huge revel. Like you said, nourishing yourself can then allow you to help other people too. If that's, yeah, I love that.
What are some common things, or maybe some moon signs or things that maybe people don't always know or think about? Like, you were talking about your Capricorn moon and, of course, my Cancer moon. But I don't know, are there any that come to mind that you're just like, I don't think people realize that this type of moon really means this versus like maybe what they have been taught in traditional astrology or what kind of gets regurgitated all the time?
Hmm. Let's see. The Cancer moon is big. I mean, not that it isn't an emotional sign, it is, but like, also like your nourishment. Let's see what else. I guess I could talk about like um the element, like as an element, like to kind
Oh,
of,
yeah, yeah,
would that
yeah.
be cool? Because yeah, I just feel like so we can start with like earth signs. So that's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And they are very connected to the earth. It's this physical realm. And material and physical comforts are big for them, especially for their moon. Maybe to build something or see some sort of tangible result, like it's earth, it's physical. So whether that's a Taurus moon that needs a little extra sleep, or like a Virgo moon who needs to be organized in their own way because it's a mutable sign. So it's not going to be like, whatever. Or a Capricorn moon always striving for something. You have to let yourself feel that. Like it's okay. Like I tell myself, oh, okay, is that why I'm like this? Like, why do I keep striving for something big, 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 big? Um, it's okay. We're built this way. So like the earth signs should really think about their physical body and their physical, like just physical realm. And then with like air signs, so that's Gemini moons, Libra moons, Aquarius moons, more like the mental realm and your communication, things like that. So connection, conversations, like I said, intellectual stimulation is going to be very comforting for them. Um, yeah, yeah, I love an air sign moon. Um,
I know I was thinking, I'm like, wait, what are my Will's an Aquarius moon. Rocky is he's an Aries moon.
oh, okay,
And
yeah.
Sebastian's a Capricorn. So I laugh because he's my Cancer sun, so he's like so sweet, but then that Aries moon comes out and it's like, oh shit.
Mhm.
But it's quick. It's quick that he gets
Yeah,
pissed
you can
and then
get
he,
like, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if he gets those needs met too, it'll be quicker too to kind of get back to just like neutral or
Yeah.
whatever. So the fire moon, so like Aries, Sag, Leo, that's our drive and our like spiritual realm, kind of. It's what drives us, what makes us passionate. Um, so things like action, adventure, um, passions, anything that you have that drive and passion for is very important to think about, like daily, and what maybe spiritual practices you do daily or anything that connects you back to your core self. So that's important. And what was the last one? More water moons. I'm like, what did I forget? Oh, those nice water moons. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces is our like emotional realm. And those moons need emotional nourishment. Plus, like your physical nourishment, like we talked about. Um, Usually they're able to like feel, cry, create really great emotional connections with people, which is great. Um, but yeah, daily, those are the kind of things like that you need to just come back to as with those elements. Um, but I was trying to think of other ones like, oh, this, a lot of like, it seems like people are like, oh, with an Aries moon, they're so fiery and they're like, like the typical kind of things. And yeah, it is kind of true, but it's also like, that's what you need and it's okay. So that's the main thing I want to get through. Like, whatever stereotypes are there, maybe there's a little truth to it, but also like, yeah, that's who you are and embrace it. Because sometimes we don't, and we're like, that's terrible, but no, I don't know.
Exactly. No, because I truly, my Gemini rising, I feel like I didn't really embrace for a long time because you always hear, Gemini are two-faced and blah, blah, blah. But really, it means that I need that intellectual stimulation. I'm always going to be kind of jumping to different things, and that doesn't make me anything. It's just who I am.
Mhm.
And that's okay. Like, and what a beautiful message to share. And I love that you mentioned, by the way, that you have been connecting with your guides a lot more because I feel like that's, I mean, just so important. No matter your moon sign, no matter who you are, what how has that relationship changed? And I guess maybe is there anything that you feel called to share to maybe inspire other women to connect with their guides more? Because it can be intimidating, right? Like at first you're a little bit like, who the hell am I connecting to? Like, am I just talking to myself? Like, what's happening here, you know?
Yeah. At first, I was like, what do you mean connect to your guys? What guys? What are we even talking about? And I'm probably always going to bring the moon signs back, but like my Capricorn moon is like very practical. I love
Yeah.
practical things. And I also, that's why I want to help people with practical stuff too. But like, my Capricorn was like, no, I don't, no. What are we talking about? But um, what helped me is allowing my intuition. Like you have to get quiet. You really have to get quiet. And that's very hard for me to get quiet because then you have to like be with yourself. So it was a long
And
time
that's
coming.
scary.
Yeah, it's totally scary. But I just, something that helped me was I um, connect with cacao. Like I use cacao a lot, but you can use whatever you want. So I'll have my cacao connect with my guides and my ancestors too, which helps. But getting quiet and listening, and it might not seem like they're talking to you. A lot of times it sounds like my voice, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, shut up. Stop talking. Like, so I'm telling myself to shut up, but I'm like, uh-oh, I was probably telling my guides to shut up. So, yeah, I don't know. Did I answer the question or did I just start
Yeah,
rambling?
no, but I think that it's that, right? It's realizing that it's not this like, I don't know, weird disembodied voice that you're gonna hear. Like
Right.
it's gonna probably sound like you. And that actually, using something like an Oracle deck or a tarot deck, I think is a wonderful tool for women. I mean, hell, I have my spirit mom as Oracle because that's how I started. I started pulling a card a day because I didn't trust myself.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, I need this tangible thing outside of myself to confirm the thing that I'm telling myself, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah. I, you're exactly right. I started with Oracle decks and tarot and stuff, and I still use them. I love them. Um, but I can just now sit with myself. But however you want to get into it, yes. Your Oracle deck is gorgeous, by the way. Everyone get it.
Thank you.
But yes, because I didn't trust myself, I didn't trust that I had a connection with my guides. Like I'm like everybody else has a connection with their guides. Oh, it just seems like I heard other people talking about it. I'm like, no, you have to sit there and listen to them and you have to be aware. You have to be mindful. Like I now get confirmation daily. You actually have to talk to your guides and you have to ask
Yeah.
some questions. I didn't know that. But like there's so many things that I asked for and I was like, "Oh my God, this isn't going to come true. This isn't going to come true." And then they showed me that they were there. They showed me that they were support me. So yeah, last year I had a number of like confirmations, and I was like, oh,
And isn't
okay,
it
here
so
you are.
nice? Right? You're
Yeah,
like,
I
or
know.
sometimes you're like, I need a sign of your sign, please. I don't believe
Yes,
you. But like,
I asked for a number of signs last year. That's how one of the reasons that I am so more connected is because I asked for signs and they gave them to me, and then I was like, oh, the sign isn't gonna come. Is it gonna come? And it did. And it's like, no, it's there. You have to look though. You have to be mindful, like I said, like actually stop, listen, look around, be present because they could be showing you signs all the time and you just don't see them. So,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. In an Instagram post, in a song lyric, in, like the things that I think we tell ourselves it's a coincidence. And it's like, like, yes, but no, no,
Yeah.
and it's a muscle. It's a muscle. I tell my clients that all the time. Like, you have to form that relationship with them and you have to build that trust muscle because they want the relationship with you, but like you have to put in the effort. You have to tell them what you want help with because they technically can't interfere until we ask,
Hmm.
and I think people sit back and maybe like say like, "Oh, I'm praying, I'm sending it up to the universe," but like are you actually like interacting and asking or are you just kind of putting your hands up and being like, "Help?" Like that's kind of two very different energies.
Yeah. No, that's totally right. That's when I started asking is when I saw it. And I I did this new year, like I guess it was um the winter solstice. I put like I don't know if you've done this. I just saw it this year and I'm like, I'm doing this. So you write down like 13 intentions that you're going to
Oh,
do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like 12 wishes, 13 wishes
12,
or something.
yeah, or
Yeah, yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. I did it and the one that I put down because I knew I wanted it, I was like, I wonder if it's going to be this. Yeah, connect more with my guides. Came out as like my thing, like my intention for the year, and then I'm going to really, really work on to even connect more with my guides. But that's the one I knew it was going to be that one, and it came true. So yeah,
How
anyway,
freaking cool
I know.
to
Glad
see
you.
how
Yeah.
connected you are. Like I'm just, it's an honor to get to watch you blossom. And I don't know if there's any last words that you feel called to share from your guides or from your heart for anyone listening. And then, of course, please share how women can get in touch with you, how they can do the Nourished by the Moon sessions, and all that good stuff.
Yeah. I would just, yeah, I would just like to, I really want to help women understand themselves so that they can go and just, I'm really into sparkles. So, like, go and be a sparkly version of yourself, you know? So, yeah, just, I would say how, like, every day, how can you just add a little more sparkle? Just ask yourself in the
Mhm.
morning, like, what can I do today? And just be like, how can I be like just a tiny bit more sparkly, a little more play every day? So, yeah, thank you for that. And then, I have a new website. I redid my website. I'm
It's
claiming my
gorgeous, by the way.
thank you. I reclaimed my name. So it's just maryellenvalverde.com. Um, and I could, link
Oh,
to
yeah, that'll be
that.
in the show notes, guys.
Okay.
Don't worry. Yeah.
And then my Instagram is maryellen.wellness. And I just like, I really want wellness to not be this toxic wellness, whatever. It's like wellness is how you feel good. And everything's so personalized. Like, we should personalize everything. And I want people to remember that. You don't have to listen to this like guru online that's telling you to do it this way. Find what works for you. So, yeah. And then my Nourished by the Moon sessions are on my website. But if you have any questions, I'm around. I love talking about it. Even if you don't want to book a session with me, tell me your sun, moon, and rising. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much for this conversation, Mary Ellen. And thank you to all of the women listening. If you have been enjoying this, please like, rate, subscribe, review, send this conversation to a woman who needs it. And let's continue to spread the love and raise one another up. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for being here, Mary Ellen. Let's be good to one another. I love you all.